Wolfenstein 3D, aka Wolf 3D, the granddaddy of first-person shooters. This game takes place during World War II, where you play an American soldier captured by the Nazis, and basically you gotta escape while killing as many of the Germans as you can on the way out. Although looking at the box, it might lead you to believe otherwise. Take a look at this. Here we got some crazy guy kicking an American down, another American running to probably try and take you out. I mean, the guy's got an M16, which was invented in the late 50s. Wasn't even out in World War II. So yeah, what were they thinking when they had this cover designed? I don't know. But anyways, this game came out in 1992 for the PC. It was developed by ID Software, more specifically John Romero, which is the guy behind Doom. So this is the predecessor to Doom. This was the basically first-person shooter, I would have to think. Is it the first? Yeah, it's the first first-person shooter game ever made, and it probably the biggest PC game of the time. Came out as shareware, which meant that you got the first episode released first, and the first episode was like 10 levels, and you could buy it in the store. Basically just paid for the actual disc and the cardboard box it came in. You paid like $5 for it, and it wasn't illegal to share, so you could give a copy to your friend. And getting to play the first 10 levels, their idea was they'll sell you the next 10 levels and the next 10 levels, and everyone would get hooked on it. Back then it wasn't like computer sales were anything like, well, any console sales now or any computer sales now. I mean, back then, PC gaming wasn't really anything to brag about. So they had to get this thing out there. So doing it the way they did, it definitely worked, and this game just took off. Like, it's the most popular game, for its time, 1992. Was released for consoles, but this wasn't for about 2 years after. So it was originally for the PC. Like I said, came out in 1992. In 1994, the Super Nintendo versions came out, and the 3DO got a version, the Jaguar got a version. Yeah, that's about it as far as I know. But Apple actually got a version, which basically the 3DO version is. So, but anyways, this is the first PC game I bought back in 1993. And I had a 286. This was the first computer game I went out and bought, and I thought it was just the awesomest thing at the time. So check it out. So here it tests your system. In this case, we're obviously got the requirements. And PC 13, this game's before the ESRB. They basically made up their own rating system. They knew they would need it for this one. So here's all the episodes, and of course I'll pick the first one. It's the classic. These graphics, they're pretty crappy to today's standards, obviously, but I mean, this was the first first-person shooter. The first game where you actually saw your character's hands in a gun, and you're actually shooting realistic weapons. This is the game that started it all right here. So, I mean, what else can you say? Shooting dogs, a little controversial there. For the time, this game started a lot of shit.
Yeah, this game started like the whole genre, and I mean, immediately after this game came out, there was so many imitations. There was so many just crappy first-person shooter games, just flooding the market. And you know, it's amazing how in 1 year, 1992 to 1993, how much they improved this. I mean, going from this to Doom. I mean, obviously the graphics are improved, but even just the sounds in this are just, you know, they're very, very basic. I mean, the guns don't sound real. None of the sound effects sound anything at all realistic. But the music. So I mean, everything was just vastly improved in 1 year, and you know, you can say that's because, you know, they didn't have the kind of funding that they had after Wolfenstein 3D. Like I said, this game really was a big shot of adrenaline for PC gaming and the whole market in general. I mean, but like I said, this was the first game I bought. This is the first PC game I bought, and I did 286, and it actually ran this game pretty much fairly decently. I mean, not completely smooth. You can change the screen size and the options, but you know, at 286, it's like, you know, 10 megahertz machine here, you know, and it could play this game alright. You know, I thought it was just so realistic back then. It's funny to look at now, but like back then there was just nothing else like it. There are new engines out there too if you want to kind of relive this game with some more modernized graphics. You know, there's GL and OpenGL engines for Wolfenstein, similar to the Doom Legacy program that I showed you in one of my videos. But you know, you can only improve this so far. You know, it's just not enough there to. But anyways, this is the secret level. So I'll show you a secret while we're here. This is level 10. Brings you right to level 10. It's just a secret level. But obviously don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to be able to. So there's a new enemy there. We've encountered the Nazis with machine guns. What do they call it? The grease gun. I don't know what the real name's called. The old German submachine gun. One of the early World War II submachine guns. And there you go.